Oh, look at that, a brand new microphone. I totally didn't place it there for the video. Excuse me for my mess, by the way, I'm still building my studio. Now, this mic right here, which is pretty heavy by the way, has been around for a while. And it was a great mic, nothing special, just a good budget microphone. But then while I was scrolling on Twitter, I saw a tweet from Rode, which is the company that made this mic, that they were launching a new software called Rode Connect, specifically for this budget microphone here. Now, once I saw their selling point, which was new software for podcasters and streamers, it was pretty clear that this is direct competition with the Elgato Wave microphone, which comes with the Wave Link software. And the goal of both companies is pretty similar and also pretty obvious. You buy their microphone and then you get software which allows you to control your audio for your podcast or your stream. That means separate control over the volume of your microphone, your music, YouTube, your alerts, game sound, everything in one place. And Elgato nailed it with their software for their Wave microphone. So since that launched around 8 months ago, we've been waiting for a company to try and compete with the Elgato Wave Link software, and Rode is finally doing it. By the way, I just did some testing with the mic and I can already tell you we're gonna do some testing together, but the results look pretty promising. This video is sponsored by Owned Pro. It's a plugin for OBS Studio that gives you a big library of graphic packs. 5 of them are free at all times and can be installed in one click. If you want more options, you can subscribe for less than $10 a month to get access to all graphic packs, which is a lot to say the least. Besides that, they also have a chatbot, copyright-free music and a bunch of other stuff. They recently upgraded the plugin and there's a 50% sale going on, so right now is a great time to get in. The link to the tool will be in my description. You can just install it for free to check it out and then decide if you want to buy it later. Again, the link will be in my description. The Rode Mini anti-USB mic comes in a pretty simple package. It contains a microphone which has a noticeably smaller body than the Elgato Wave microphone. Next we have a microphone stand and also a long USB to USB-C cable, as well as a metal converter, which I assume will be for when you use a boom arm. On the back of the mic there are 2 ports, one USB-C to connect it to your PC and then one headphone jack, since everything that's coming out of the mixer can go through the mic to your headphones. The volume knob on the front will be used to, well, control your volume. The stand it comes with is pretty sturdy and it's magnetic, so that means that it's very easy to attach it to the microphone. Now if you want to use a boom arm, you can just take out this rubber ring and then screw in the metal converter, which will allow you to connect the mic to your boom arm. Now at first sight these mics look pretty similar, right? However, there is a pretty big difference in price, because this Elgato microphone costs around $150, while the Rode one costs only $100. I want to hear the raw sound of both microphones, and to test that I will be importing them into Adobe Audition, because then we can both listen to how they sound in real time. Alright, I'm ready to test these microphones. This is a test of the Rode microphone. This is a test of the Elgato microphone. So the Elgato one definitely sounds more deep by default. Now we have to add them to the software will add some effects to it, but first I want to test them by holding them closer to my mouth, because if you're using a boom arm it will be much closer, so let's test that right now. This is a test of the Elgato Wave 1 really close to my mouth. This is a test of the Rode microphone really close to my mouth. This Rode mic sounds like it's really far. There is definitely a noticeable difference. The Wave 1 sounds much better without any added effects. Let's add them to their own software right now. Okay, so these are both of the programs for the microphones. This is Elgato Wave Link. This is our mic. We can change some things by changing the gain, adding a low cut filter and a clip guard, but not that much to change how it sounds. But it sounded pretty deep by default, so that's okay. It's the Rode microphone that needs some effects to sound really warm. So this is the Rode Connect software, and the first column is the microphone. When we click on one, we can see some effects. We can add a noise gate, a compressor, and then an exciter and a big bottom, and these are the things that will make it sound better. So now I'm really curious if it's gonna sound different, so let's go back to Audition and now let's test them with the effects added to them. This is a test of the Rode microphone being held close to my mouth. This is a test of the Elgato microphone being held close to my mouth. Okay, now there was even less of a difference, so they both sound pretty similar. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed now since it's already pretty late. It's completely dark outside, it has been for a while, but these mics are pretty similar, right? I'm really looking forward to testing the mixer tomorrow. See you then. Now the reason Rode made software for their mic just like Elgato did is really simple. The Elgato Wave Link program is single-handedly responsible for the huge success of the Wave microphone, and obviously Rode wants a piece of that success. So let me show you what's so amazing about the Elgato Wave Link program. So this slider controls the volume in my headphones, and then this slider controls the volume on the stream. Now here you see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is where we can add everything like Spotify, our game, our alerts, YouTube. Let's say I want to play music on YouTube and I want to add it right here as a second source. I would just go to the audio settings, then to the advanced audio settings, and then I can change Google Chrome to Wave Link Music. Then in the Wave Link program, I just click on the second source and then I say this should be the music source. Right now when I play music on YouTube, it's going right here in this column. I can choose how loud my music should be in my headphones, how loud the stream should hear it. I can mute it for both, and then here on the bottom you see where everything is going. So this is the monitor mix, this will go to my headphones, this is a stream mix, that's what my stream will hear. And then something that's extremely useful, you see these two ear icons here? Right now I'm listening to my monitor mix because it's what I want to hear in my headphones, but if I want to check if the levels on the stream are right, I just click on this ear and then I hear everything that my stream will hear. So this way I can check if everything sounds right. If it does, I go back to my own mix and then I can just start streaming. And just like I did with the music, you can add everything right here as these sources, control everything together. This is the reason that the Wave Link program has such a high reputation and the reason why this microphone here sells so good. Now let's check out the mixer options of the Rode program. Now I'm gonna use my camera mic for a second because I want to show you something. So I'm doing the setup of the Rode mic here, and as you see I can add 4 microphones. Now there is one mic being connected to my PC, so obviously I only see one right here, but as you see I can drag it to a spot, and then if you have more mics you can drag them to 2, 3 and 4, and this is something that Elgato lacks. So you can only add one microphone to your software, and then if you want to add multiple microphones you can't use the software, which makes it kind of pointless, right? So right now it looks like if you're a streamer slash podcaster, you want to add multiple mics, that Rode Connect and the Rode USB NT Mini is a great option, but let's look further. So let's click on next, and then here we can add 2 virtual devices. One is a system audio and then one extra virtual device. Let's click next, and right now I'm using the Rode mic here. Let's click on one, and as you see, Exciter and Big Bottom is enabled. The Big Bottom will make my lows sound lower, so will make my voice warmer, and then the Exciter will pull up the highs, which will make my voice sound crisp. The compressor will make sure that the volume of my mic is pretty constant, and then the noise gate here, this is really useful. What it does is only activating your microphone once the incoming volume is above a certain level. So what this is used for is when you're not talking but your PC fans are making sound, then the microphone will probably not start picking up sound. So as you see, in total we have 3 sound sources here. As you saw in the Elgato software, we had 1 microphone and then 6 other sources, and I think you can add a 7th and an 8th, I'm not really sure, but right here we have the microphone and then 2 others. So this one is for all your system sound, so your game, your music, your Discord, your alerts, everything together. And then this one is for one thing you want to separate, for example your music. So again, here in the advanced audio settings, let's click here, we can send our music to virtual output, and then it will appear right here in this virtual output source. But that's where it stops. You have your microphone, your music, and then all your other sounds. You can't separate your Discord, you can't choose how loud your music should be for yourself and for the stream. As far as I know, you also can't listen to the stream mix to determine if all the volumes are right for the stream, just like you could in the Elgato software with the ear icons, right? So the biggest problem of the Rode microphone is that there aren't enough virtual audio devices to send your audio sources to. Now the good good news is that it's pretty easy for them to just add a few more virtual devices so you have more control over your stream. However, even if they would add that to the software, you still wouldn't be able to control your volume in your headphones and your stream separately. This separate control is something that makes the Wave Link software very unique, and I know I've mentioned it a lot already, but it's the reason why everybody recommends the mic. Now, if Rode would also add that capability to the software, then we might have a really good contender. However, I don't think they will add that capability in the near future. So in the end, which microphone should you get? Well, the answer is pretty interesting in my opinion, because there is a third microphone that comes into play here. If you have $150 to spend, I would get the Elgato Wave 1. The control you get with their software is simply unrivaled at this point, and once you go live with their software on your second screen or on your main screen, you will understand what I mean. Then secondly, there's the Rode microphone with the Rode Connect software, and in my honest opinion, after checking out everything, trying new things, I don't really think it is a good option to buy, because the software isn't that game breaking. Now don't get me wrong, it's a good microphone, it sounds good, but there are other microphones out there that don't come with software but that are much cheaper and sound almost as good or even as good, and a great example of that is the Razer Siren Mini. Now, full disclosure, I haven't tested out the microphone myself. I've ordered it because I want to make a video about it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've listened to test results of the microphone and it does sound great, and it comes in at around $50. So instead of getting the Rode microphone for $100, which basically just gives you a very simple software with 3 sliders, you can just as well buy the $50 Siren Mini and then add the sources separately to OBS, which will give you the same control. When you go to your audio settings and then to your advanced audio settings, you can see all the programs that are making sound on your PC. Then you can just take one of the programs, for example Spotify, and change the output to a device on your PC that you're not using, and then import that device in OBS, which will give you a slider to control the device separately. If you don't have audio devices on your PC that you're not using, you can download Virtual Cable, which will give you 1 virtual device, and if you need more, you can buy 2 more for $5 on their website. So that's my end conclusion. Either you pay $150 for the Wave 1 with the Wave Link software, which is definitely worth it, or you go down to $55 for the Razer Siren Mini, plus $5 for 2 extra virtual cables, which is amazing. More and more companies are gonna notice this, and if they wanna stay competitive in the streaming market, they will need to come out with software for their mics. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.